Hi guys, and welcome back to Rachel's Enchanting Cakes. For this week's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to turn your Terry's Chocolate Orange into this super cute unicorn witch for your Halloween orders. Everything you need to know in a simple step-by-step format, excellent for beginner bakers and limited equipment used. Happy baking everyone, and let's make a start. First, simply unwrap a Terry's Chocolate Orange and place it directly onto some baking paper. Using some liquid glucose, this is just liquid sugar, simply brush over the surface area of the Terry's Chocolate Orange. This will just help give the fondant something to stick to. Dust down the work surface with some icing sugar, and then using exactly 150 grams of fondant, simply roll this out and try to keep this in a circular shape. Now very gently place this directly over your Terry's Chocolate Orange, negotiating the pleats from the top to the bottom, smoothing it out as you go. I then smooth this out just a little bit more using what's called a flexible smoother by Squire's Kitchen. Do not worry, this is not an essential piece of equipment. However, if you do make an awful lot of these Terry's Chocolate Oranges to order, they are a great piece to have in your collection just to get that lovely smooth finish. Finally, using a sharp knife, simply cut away the excess fondant. I then just smooth out the base one more time using the flexible smoother. Whilst the fondant is still soft, using the end of a piping tip, simply place in 2 small indentations. This will help you get your unicorn's eyes completely level. Take a very small ball of black fondant and in your hands start by rolling this into a cone shape and then simply make it thinner at either end and you have an eyelash. I then simply apply this with a small amount of edible glue. For the witch's hat, I start with a simple ball shape which is then turned into a cone. And as you can see here, what I do on my work surface, I simply spread out the base of the hat and continue to shape it in my hand. Keep on adding it back onto your Terry's Chocolate Orange just so you know you've got the right size and it looks just right. Once you are happy, again take a small amount of edible glue and simply glue this into place. Again, whilst the fondant is still lovely and soft, I simply use a cocktail stick and I place in a couple of indentations. This just gives the hat a little bit more of an effect. I then simply apply some edible glue around the rim of the hat, and here I have cut out a strip of orange fondant. I just use this with a sharp knife. Simply glue this into place and cut off any excess. I then used a small square cutter and I applied this. Now you could just cut out a simple square of purple if you don't have a square cutter, freehand, and then on top of that add a square of orange to get the same effect. Now, as you can see here, the ears are super easy to make. We don't even need a cutter. So I've just taken small amounts of fondant and then I've pushed them down into circle shapes. And then I'm picking them up and putting them on top of the other piece of fondant and pushing down again. This way the fondant all blends in. Then just to get a bit more of a pointy shape, I just use a rolling pin and give it a little roll out just before I fold it in half and pinch both at the top and at the bottom. They really are as easy and as quick to make as that. Make 2 of these and then we will be applying them with some edible glue. Remember, you can always use cooled down boiled water if you don't have edible glue, as this will help the fondant stick as well. But when you add the ears, simply make sure that they are even and shape them whilst they are on there and then just leave to dry. And finally, all I do is cut out a few simple flower shapes in purples and oranges and I stick these on along with some sprinkles. Great for the beginner baker. These Terry's Chocolate Oranges are super popular here in the UK and they always sell out, so it's just another idea for Halloween. Happy baking, everyone, and I will be back soon with more new, completely free content.